This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, we are discussing scripted calculation. So right click, package, new, calculation. Give some name, select SQL script, and don't worry about this parameter cases. It's a default option also false. We will discuss this after a while. Here we know semantics and script view. Okay, here anyway, for example, we have multiple tables here. For example, let me see the KNA one. Kunnar, land one, name one, for example. If you want to select these fields, here you write whereof is the final table which we discussed. Select Kunnar, but in HANA SQL we write comma. You should write comma from KNA. So every SQL ends with semicolon, but here you need to give the schema name, dot table. Then every statement ends with semicolon. Here in the columns we need to mention Kunnar, but here even if I write lowercase, it is typing, uppercase, it is typing. This is only the difference because by default that I showed you, right, parameter cases to true. It means that even if you enter lowercase, even if you enter uppercase, it accepts. But even if you give lowercase, it will give error. Let me show you. If you go semantics and if you put space here and save and activate, the error is return mismatch. See, Kunnar different from attribute Kunnar. It's because here in the when you mention the columns, here you always should write uppercase. So now activation successful, and you can right click and data preview. We preview the data. And whether it is a scripted calculation view or a procedure or a decision table, where can we find all these things? We discussed this in the previous class. In which schema, in which folder can we find all these things? If we create any scripted calculation view or a procedure or a decision table, where can we find all these things? This is my question. We can find all these things in Sysmic schema, in procedure folder, right? Package name / scripted calculation view name if it is a scripted calculation view, decision table if it is a decision table, procedure if it is a procedure. Okay, let us do also inner join. Let us go to our schema. Table 1. Okay, here roll number name, serial number. Let us link serial number and roll number. Let us do inner join. So we create a new scripted calculation. You right click new calculation. Let us give cal underscore employee info, for example. Select SQL script. Let me choose parameter case as to false now. Now in the warehouse, we need to do inner join. It's same like the inner join which we usually do. Select. In table 1 we have serial number name. Maybe let me take from table 1 serial number and second table name from, because it's a inner join, what you need to do, first give the table name and give some alias name like as a. In ABAP, OpenSQL usually you will write a till symbol you will write, right? You write like this in ABAP OpenSQL inner join, but here you write dot and inner join table 3 as B on, and also you should give here B dot. Then what is the common field? In A, serial number equal to B row number. Every SQL ends with semicolon. Then in the columns, even I write lowercase, it is typing uppercase. Why? Because we have given parameter cases to false. Then we are able to enter here only uppercase. That is only the difference for parameter cases to true and false. By default, parameter cases to true, it allows either lowercase or uppercase, but if you give lowercase, it gives error. If it is parameter cases to false, even you enter lowercase, it types only uppercase. Now save and activate. Let's see. Activated. It's an inner join. You can see the comment. And another thing is, these two tables have varchar. Table 1 varchar, table 3 varchar. But if, when we created external view, if the table has varchar data types, we cannot show the data in ABAP layer. That is the limitation. And also I told you when we will discuss database procedure proxy, even though in the table you have varchar, you can show the data in ABAP layer. Why? Because anyway we will discuss that during database procedure creation. Now also let me show you. Here you don't change anything in the table. Here instead of varchar you can write var. It's just like a move statement. Same way during creation of procedure also. You can create like this, then this procedure can be used on top of database procedure. See, we can see the data. And if you want to give any input, for example, you can also do that by creating input parameter, right click, new. But before that, let me show you. If you go to Sysbig schema, under procedure folder, this is our scripted calculation view. We test this like call. If it is a decision table, you can directly test like this, but if it is a scripted calculation view or a procedure, you should have null or question mark. Now, for example, if I want to create some input based on input, I want to get someone, you just right click input parameter and create some input parameter and give some varchar, or let's say if you give serial number 1, give like this. This is like your input. Now here, but actually here you have used two tables and serial number is in first table, so you have to give a dot serial number. When you mention any variables or internal table in the select statement, because in OpenSQL you cannot select the data from internal table, but in HANA SQL it is possible to select data even from internal table. In OpenSQL it is not possible to select the data from internal table, but here it is possible. So when you use select from internal table, when you use internal table in the select, or when you use any variable in the select, you always use colon in HANA SQL, just colon, then your variable name. Now let us see how to test. Now right click when you test from here, it will ask your serial number. So based on that, you will get data. See. Now same way, if you test now here in SQL console, if you give only null, it will give error stating wrong number or types of parameters. So what you have to do? You need to give your input parameter value, then null. Because first you need to give input, then output. If there is no input, then output. For output, you give null or question mark. Let's say you have one input parameter, give that value, comma null. If we have another input parameter, give input parameter to value, comma null. What we need to understand here is, if you have three input parameters, we pass four values. If you have an n input parameter, we pass n plus one values. That is one thing. And also, let me show you how can we select data from even internal table. Maybe I will go back to some schema. Here you can write any number of select statements. I will also show you some document for this with lot of examples which we did. I'm just taking any table, for example, here employee info. I want only maybe level and department. Level, department in the output. I'm just showing how to select data from internal table. I'm selecting all the columns from this employee info, for example. Now, in the warehouse, I'm looking only level, comma, department. Then in this internal table, we have all the columns of this table. But now from this internal table, I want to select only level department. So column item. Because when you select any data from internal table, you just write column. Even when you use any variables, you write column. That's all. So we can also select data from internal tables in HANA SQL, in AMDP or scripted calculation view or a procedure. So here you understand, because you don't write into table, internal table, you write internal table left side, automatically it is declared. Now this is our output table, we should not change. From this we are selecting only this. Now level or varchar or actually say n varchar there. Save on activate. Now you can test it. That's it. So this is what about scripted calculation, but we will discuss procedure database procedure. Okay. Actually, I want to explain, but I don't see any new people today. They are taking vacation or they are following videos. I don't know. But I just want to tell you. Actually, last time we thought of having some backup uh, backup batch or some demo, but it was not happened, so I continued. But that's the reason I continued external view in the bottom of the approach, and I wanted to complete even database procedure proxy. In another class, we can complete procedure and database procedure proxy. Then bottom of the approach will be completed. Okay. So because of the various reasons, like last time did not happen, the batch, and also new people are not joining. So tomorrow as arranged some demo. So what I'm going to do is mostly Monday I give holiday, or Monday anyway Wednesday is Christmas, but I will post in an email on this when you will. So tomorrow there is a demo or a backup class. So Monday also definitely it will take backup class. So from Tuesday I can I can start top down approach for them along with everyone, like AMDP, CDS views. First we will complete this. Then maybe one Saturday I start them bottom up approach by explaining 1.5 hour, 2 hours. Then they are anyway these topics are completed for you. Then I will complete also here database procedure, proxy and procedure. Then it's like everyone is in sync, so we can continue the rest of the topics. Okay. So this is what I'm going to do. So I will send an email. I think mostly you will have next class on Tuesday, but I will keep you posted. Okay, in case if there is no demo, then again we will have classes on Monday. But tomorrow you don't have class. That's it, Saturday. But next class I will keep you posted. Okay. I'm closing now because I don't see the new people. They are following videos, I guess. I am not sure, but anyway, because of this backup class, I'm closing now. Okay. So tomorrow you don't have class. Tomorrow there is a demo or a backup class. And if there is a demo or a backup class tomorrow, Monday you may not have the class. That's it. Okay. That's it. But from Tuesday we start top-down approach. So don't think that procedure database procedure not completed by top down, because only one class, it's one matter of class we can complete this, because I want to sync that batch and your batch. So that's the reason I am stopping now instead of explaining this. Okay. So I'm closing, guys. Okay. Any questions, let me know. Anyway, I will send you all the link. I will add you also in that batch. Don't worry. Okay. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.